almost do anything to get myself prescription opioids. I'm from Naknek, Alaska. I remember the day that everything changed for me in treatment. To be able to heal with your own people, I think it was the best day of my life. There is hope. Just don't give up.
Visit cdc.gov/rxawareness or contact your local health provider.
Did you know there are 4 basic types of exercise? They are endurance, strength, balance, and flexibility. Each type is important and has its own health benefits. Today, we're looking at strength. Strong muscles make everyday activities feel easier, from getting groceries to playing with your kids at the park. For older adults, strong muscles can help with balance and prevent falls. Lifting weights or using a resistance band can help build muscle. If you don't have access to equipment, feel free to use common household objects such as bottled water or soup cans. Starting with weights that are too heavy can cause injury. When starting out, you may not want to use weights at all. You can use your body's weight with simple exercises like squats or push-ups. It's important to develop reasonable goals for building strength. 1 to 2 days a week with an aim to exercise each major muscle group is a great start. Last but not least, make sure to use proper technique when performing strength activities. Keep your movements smooth and steady and avoid locking your arm and leg joints in a tightly straightened position. Don't hold your breath and breathe regularly. Breathe out as you lift or push and breathe in as you relax. If you're unsure if a particular exercise is okay for you to perform due to age or health condition, talk to your healthcare provider first. For more information, visit nia.nih.gov/health.
The Creator gave us our bodies as gifts, gifts we should care for no matter our age. One way to do that is by staying active and strengthening our bodies. Lifting light weights or doing standing push-ups against the wall are great low-intensity exercises to build your strength. As we age, we also become more at risk of injuring ourselves in a fall. One way to work on your balance is by practicing to stand on one foot, using a chair for stability. And don't forget to stretch. It's easy to pull a muscle or become inactive if your muscles tighten up. While strengthening our bodies is important, true health starts with how we nourish ourselves. Getting our daily vitamins and minerals is as important as ever. So make sure to eat fruits and vegetables every day and stay hydrated. Try to drink at least 8 tall glasses of water a day. And finally, we need to protect our hearts and keep them strong. So try and lower the amount of salt you consume each day. Caring for our bodies helps us set an example for our people, inspiring them to take care of themselves. Together, we can lead our people to a healthier future, and it all starts with us.
Listen to me. You better freeze this house by the time I get home tonight. Jenny ran from the house. What are you dead for? I dare you to leave me. I'll take the boy away from you.
Son, this is not okay. Okay? We're just gonna have to go stay at your grandma's for a while. Come on, let's go get some of your things.
Domestic abuse is never okay, but only you can decide when enough is enough. If you're in an abusive relationship, find the courage to tell someone. call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE or visit thehotline.org.
Life can be unpredictable. So what if you have an appointment with your healthcare provider, but something comes up and you just can't make it? Please take a moment to call and let us know. Many times, someone else is waiting to get an appointment and can fill that time slot. We truly appreciate your effort to call and will gladly reschedule your appointment to a more convenient time. Thanks for being a good team player. It benefits us all.
When it's hot out, there's no better way to cool off than taking a swim. It's fun for the whole family. While swimming may be tons of fun, it can be dangerous. Always swim in designated areas with lifeguards present. Young children or inexperienced swimmers should wear life jackets and always remember to use the buddy system. Maintain constant supervision. Never leave young children unattended near water. Don't trust a child's life to another child. Make sure you don't have any distractions, such as electronic devices. Even though you're surrounded by water when you swim, it's important to stay hydrated and use sunscreen. A great way to help ensure everyone stays safe is to make sure everyone can swim well. RedCross.org is a good source to find swim lessons for your age group, CPR classes, and even water safety tips. Have fun on the water and be safe.
I'm on a bike. She's on a bike. Yeah, I'm on a bike. Yeah. We're all on bikes. It's Friday night, so you know I'm on my bike. Got my girlfriends with me, yeah, we're feeling alright. I drop my pedals down slowly, cause we ain't in no hurry. If you wonder where I'm at, you can be sure that I'm on a bike. She's on a bike. She's on a bike. I'm on a bike. Yeah. We're riding bikes. Got the wind in my hair and I'm riding to the beat. Yeah, we always look for ways before we cross up the street. Yeah, nothing feels better than a bike and good weather. No, these rims don't stop till these tires go pop. I'm on a bike. I'm on a bike. I'm on a bike. Yeah. We're riding bikes. Yeah, that's right, girls. We're riding bikes today.
Get out, get biking, get healthy. Find more exercise ideas at kidshealth.org.
My husband has heart disease, COPD, and lung cancer from smoking. Today, he's being tested to see if the lung cancer has spread. He may be the one getting the test, but we both live with the results.
The people you love are worth quitting for. You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
That she Randy Barton in a share. 1200 Nishle. The she and Bashachin. This is Thana the Chanelaki Ani the Shache. My name is Randy Barton. I'm Navajo, also known as Dene. My art derives from petroglyphs from like 2,500 years ago. You know, the idea of being able to take pigments from plants, you know, and several herbs, you know, mixing it with water, squish it in your mouth, putting your hand up, and blowing it and leaving like a handprint, right? I used to have this thing called, you know, the idea of petroglyphs and modern day graffiti. You put it together, you get what's called graffiti, right? So it's just this ancient futuristic indigenous art style that I've been kind of using, that I've been playing with aesthetically for about 20 years now. And that's basically what I'm known for. I paint soul memories, you know? I want people to experience soul memories. You know, it's very important to know who you are, and especially more important to remember who they are, meaning their roots. And you know, we all come from a place, and just over time, we have lost connection to those roots. And that's what I want people to look at, is first connect with their soul memories, all the beautiful, happy moments in their life that they had, and keep going, traveling further, you know, and finding out who they are. And through that process, we are healing all the historical trauma. And that's what my art is, you know, and I think that's what art should be. Shout out to life. Shout out to all tribes out there representing. One love.
SIDS affects infants less than a year old, with ages up to 4 months being particularly vulnerable. If the baby is sleeping in the bed with someone else, it increases the risk for SIDS or accidental suffocation. Now they can sleep in the same room with someone else beside the bed, just not in the bed. Nothing else in the sleep area. Remove all play items and soft objects from the crib at sleep time, and that includes bumper pads. Place baby on a firm, safety-approved crib mattress. Avoid overdressing your baby or setting the thermostat too high. And when it comes to sleeping, always, always, always place baby on his or her back.
And get some rest, because you're gonna need it.
Things are beginning to heat up. Everyone needs to think about the impacts heat stress can have on our bodies. Before heat stress starts to ruin your mood and others start to see the signs of heat stress on you, you need to know how to avoid heat stress in the first place so you don't end up with the most serious heat-related disorder, heat stroke. Symptoms of heat stroke include hot, dry skin or profuse sweating, hallucinations, chills, throbbing headache, high body temperature, confusion, dizziness, and slurred speech. So, to avoid heat-related conditions outside as well as indoors, wear light-colored, loose-fitting, breathable clothing. Gradually build up to heavy work. Schedule activities during the coolest parts of the day. Take more breaks in the shade or a cool area during extreme heat and humidity. Run air conditioning or use fans. Drink water frequently and drink enough of it so you don't become thirsty. Avoid alcohol and drinks with large amounts of caffeine or sugar. Be aware that protective clothing or other personal protective equipment may increase the risk of heat stress, and monitor your physical condition and that of others around you. So, stay hydrated, find some shade, and know when to take it easy. For more information, go to cdc.gov and search heat stress.
SIDS affects infants less than a year old, with ages up to 4 months being particularly vulnerable. If the baby is sleeping in the bed with someone else, it increases the risk for SIDS or accidental suffocation. Now they can sleep in the same room with someone else beside the bed, just not in the bed. Nothing else in the sleep area. Remove all play items and soft objects from the crib at sleep time, and that includes bumper pads. Place baby on a firm, safety-approved crib mattress. Avoid overdressing your baby or setting the thermostat too high. And when it comes to sleeping, always, always, always place baby on his or her back.
And get some rest, because you're gonna need it.
Galatians chapter 5, verse 22 to 23. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such there is no law. Self-control. You're a wonderful being which the Creator has made. So deny yourself things that will bring you and others pain. You're the only one who has control of your actions. We humans are often the source of our own problems and the only ones who can control those problems by controlling ourselves. Our Creator gives us free will so that we can lead our own lives. But when you're struggling, know that He surrounds you with His amazing love. That is our source of hope. Every day is a new day.
There are many misconceptions about medications that treat opioid addiction. One myth is that taking medications like methadone and buprenorphine is just trading one addiction for another.
People that are on Suboxone are able to live like functioning normal lives. Like I know so many people that used to use heroin and now they're on Sublocade or Suboxone, and they used to not be able to have a full-time job, have their kids, and live a normal life. And today, they have full-time jobs, they have their children back, they run NA meetings, and they are productive members of society.
It's fixed my problem, and it doesn't have cravings.
The Suboxone is not getting you sick and wanting more of the heroin, you know. Suboxone is there to help you not want to crave for the heroin.
Methadone has changed my life a lot. It helps me not be sick, and when you're not sick, you want to go and obviously go to work and take care of your kids or whatever. I've heard people talk about, them being against methadone and Suboxone, but at least I'm not going to go back to the drug that I used to, which ruined my life.
Another myth is that methadone and buprenorphine should only be taken for a short period to help someone detox from opioids. The truth is that for many people with opioid use disorder, recovery happens when medication and counseling are used longer term.
What we're finding is patients usually need anywhere between 2 and 5 years of medication for their brain to heal, for their ability to survive without opioids and falling back on that to be able to be cemented and get positive results.
The medications that I'm taking is Suboxone, and it's helping me live a better life and be a better person, because if without it, I would be a hot mess.
Suboxone helps you to maintain your life of sobriety. It keeps you on the right path. It's kind of like if you're a diabetic and you have to take medicine because you're diabetic. This is the same thing.
I think we have about 58 people in our MAP program right now, and they're from every family in the tribe, and it's made huge impacts on all of those people.
To learn more, text opioids to 97779 to receive videos, quizzes, and more to grow your knowledge about opioids and learn how you can be an effective advocate for your community. Also visit the Northwest Portland Area Indian Health Board's website at www.npaihb.org/opioid for information, fact sheets, and videos about opioids.
it isn't always easy to make new friends. It isn't always easy to see the world from someone else's point of view. It isn't always easy to invite someone new into your circle. But for those with the courage to do so, just know that you're making a positive difference in someone's life.
Your little one is experiencing the world for the first time. The one thing you want to keep them from experiencing: damage from the sun. As a baby, your child's skin is at its thinnest and most delicate, which makes protecting it even more important. Sunburns occur because the skin was exposed to the UV rays from the sun for too long. Oftentimes, this happens when the sun is at its strongest, usually from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. But sunburns can even happen on cloudy days. UV rays aren't felt when they hit the skin, so it's easy to forget to protect against them. The biggest, most important step to take in protecting your baby from the sun is seeking shade. When you walk around outside, try a stroller shade, or if baby's out and about, try to find shade under trees or by using umbrellas. The clothes you put your baby in can also protect their skin. Lightweight, light-colored clothing reflects the sun and keeps your baby cool. Don't forget a hat. Wide-brimmed hats can protect their head, face, and ears from sun damage. It may be your first instinct to put sunscreen on your baby, but your baby's skin is sensitive and it might have a bad reaction to it. So, talk to your doctor before using any sunscreen on your baby. The heat can be just as dangerous as the sun, and your little one can be at risk for overheating. There are a few different ways to help your baby stay cool, like keeping them hydrated, finding shade whenever possible, and making sure the cars are cooled with air conditioning. There are many fun times to be had outside with your baby as they begin to experience all the world has to offer. Help them experience only the best parts of the beautiful sunshine. Keep your baby safe in the sun.
Fluoride sealants replace minerals teeth have lost and fight cavities. Talk to your dentist for more information. The Urban Indian Center of Salt Lake is excited to announce the launch of our new app. Through it, you can connect with our community, getting vital messaging and updates from a source you can trust. This isn't just another app. It's a communication network with content built specifically for our community. The best part? You can access the app from any device. Download the UICSL app from the App Store and get connected with our community today.
Opiate addiction is not a moral problem or a lack of will. It is a disease. We need to protect our people and our tribal communities from this disease. Protection starts with prevention. Culture is prevention. Strong families and communities are prevention. And education is prevention. Heroin, morphine, and other prescribed pain medications such as Vicodin, Percocet, and oxycodone are considered opiates and have been used for pain relief for a long time. People who are prescribed opiates can develop tolerance to them, resulting in the need for increased doses to get the same pain relief. This can lead to misuse and abuse, resulting in a higher risk of opiate dependence and overdose. This dependence happens when a person tries to stop using opiates but has withdrawal symptoms. These symptoms feel like the worst flu imaginable. Nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, shaking, muscle pain, chills, fever, and agitation. Often these symptoms are what cause continued use of opiates or heroin, no matter the cost. As prescription opiates become more difficult to obtain, people turn to drugs that are cheaper and easier to get and easier to become addicted to, such as heroin. The Indian Health Service works to promote safe and effective therapies to help patients and providers optimally manage pain and stop the inappropriate use of pain medications. There is a medication called naloxone that can reverse an overdose. We are working to increase access and awareness of naloxone and educate people on how to use this life-saving medication. Our people are strong. We can come together to prevent and treat this epidemic and heal our communities.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. You sitting there. Do you want to win a $25 cash card by answering some questions about Good Health TV? Who doesn't? The first 100 people to take the survey will be winners. Visit bit.ly/GHTV survey right now. Yes, now.
I was abusing prescription opioids. I remember thinking that it was from the doctor, so it was okay. I had hit my bottom. I had backed away from my culture when I was in active addiction. And then when I had fully become in my recovery is when I was like, this is who I am. This is my culture and I'm gonna practice it. There was a lot of healing with it, and I'm gonna carry it on and teach it to whoever I can teach it to.
Visit cdc.gov/RX awareness or contact your local health provider.
There are around 86 million adults in America, and more than 1/3 of that 86 million have prediabetes. Even more startling, 9 out of 10 of those individuals don't even know they have it. So what is prediabetes, and how can you know if you have it? Prediabetes is when a person's blood sugar level is higher than normal, but not high enough to be considered type 2 diabetes. People with prediabetes have an increased risk of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. So you get diagnosed with prediabetes. Now what? Are you on the fast track to type 2 diabetes? Well, losing weight by eating healthy and becoming more active can cut your risk of type 2 diabetes in half. Without changing your behaviors, 15 to 30% of people with prediabetes will develop type 2 diabetes within 5 years. And people who have diabetes are at a higher risk of serious health complications like blindness, kidney failure, heart disease, stroke, and loss of toes, feet, or legs. There is hope. You can prevent type 2 diabetes. The first step is finding out if you have prediabetes. Visit your doctor and get your blood sugar levels checked. If you get diagnosed, join a CDC-recognized diabetes prevention program to get the support you need for avoiding type 2 diabetes. Take care of your body, eat healthy, be more active, and lose weight if necessary. Learn more and take the diabetes risk quiz at www.cdc.gov/diabetes/prevention. Getting a COVID-19 vaccine will help prevent serious complications from COVID-19. And with the vaccine being distributed across the country, you may be wondering what to expect. You may have some side effects from the vaccination, but this is normal. It's just your body building protection against COVID-19. Some of the common side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, chills, fever, tiredness, and headache. These side effects are much like having the flu, but should go away in a few days. If you have pain or swelling at the injection site, use or exercise your arm and apply a clean, cool, wet washcloth over the area to reduce pain. If a fever is causing you discomfort, drink plenty of fluids and dress in light clothing. Talk to your healthcare provider if you have pain or discomfort from a fever. They may suggest an over-the-counter pain reliever like ibuprofen or acetaminophen. Discomfort or pain from a fever is normal, but if it reddens or tenderness gets worse after 24 hours, if your side effects are worrying you or they do not go away after a few days, call your healthcare provider. If you experience any difficulty breathing, swelling of your face or throat, fast heartbeat, or dizziness and weakness, call your healthcare provider immediately. After you get the vaccine, remember to get a second dose if one is required. Continue to wear a mask in public, avoid crowds, and stay 6 feet away from others and wash your hands often.
Bonjour. My name is Lisa Martin, and I am a member of the Lac du Flambeau Band of Chippewa Indians in northern Wisconsin. We have a shortage in nursing for a variety of reasons. We especially need American Indian men and women who are interested in nursing. American Indians continue to be the group within our country who have the lowest ratings in terms of health and the greatest challenges. Something that we've found promising most recently is the greater number of American Indian nurses we have, the better to help bridge the Western medical view and the American Indian view, which is a circular, holistic, more dynamic view. American Indian nurses play a very unique role in bridging those two viewpoints for American Indian patients, families, and communities. So they're very needed. American Indian young people bring a world of experience that is greatly needed in healthcare. I would want to encourage them to think strongly about all they bring, all they could bring from their life experience to this career.
Let's talk about HIV prevention. Those of us at high risk for getting HIV through unprotected sex or injecting drugs need to know about PrEP. PrEP is a safe and highly effective medication that can help prevent HIV. When taken consistently, PrEP can reduce a person's risk of getting HIV through sex by 99% and by more than 70% for people who use injection drugs. If you're at risk for HIV, it's time to make prevention a priority. Talk to your healthcare provider to learn whether PrEP is right for you.
I'm Oglala Sioux from Pine Ridge. Secondhand smoke changed my life dramatically. I'm not active anymore when I used to be. When I used to dance at powwows competitively, when I wasn't sick with this illness, I could dance, several songs. As compared to now, it takes so much to recuperate. It takes so much time to recuperate. And I attribute all that to the secondhand smoke exposure. When I can't catch my breath, it's like breathing through a straw. You can't get enough air. No matter how much you try, you can't get enough air. I see friends that I used to dance against, and some of them don't know how sick I am, how bad my illness is. So they'll say, where's your outfit? Come on, let's go dance. And when somebody says something like that to you, Of course, it's like somebody challenging you to a basketball game. You're like, oh, all right, let's go, But, up here, you want to go do it, but your body says no. So I've had people ask me, how do you cope with it? How does that make you feel? Doesn't that make you mad? I said, yeah, it does, but there's nothing I can do about it. But there is one thing I can do about the exposure to secondhand smoke. I can make people aware of it, what it can and will do to you. So that's what I'm doing.
Your heart is a beautiful thing, but sometimes we forget what exactly it is. Your heart is a muscle, just like your arms, legs, and abs. It needs exercise. Think of the muscles in your arms. If you lift weights, your muscles become strong. You can even see how they change. Your heart is the same. You may not see it, but if you exercise it, it becomes strong. If you don't, it grows weak. Exercising doesn't have to be hard. A brisk walk each day is a great start. 2.5 hours a week lowers your risk of heart disease and stroke. That's only a half an hour a day. It's simple. Your heart is a muscle. Use it. Don't lose it.
Life during a global pandemic can be tricky to manage, especially for people with diabetes, as they're at higher risk for severe illness if infected by the coronavirus. That's why it's so important to prevent and prepare for infection. Here are some things for those with diabetes to keep in mind. Priority number 1, prevent coronavirus infection. Stay at least 6 feet from others. Cover your mouth and nose with a cloth face cover when out in public. Clean and disinfect commonly touched surfaces. Use hand sanitizer and wash your hands often with soap and water for 20 seconds. Priority number 2, take good care of your diabetes. Stay active and eat healthy foods every day. Take your medication and insulin as directed, and make sure you always have at least a 2-week supply on hand. Test your blood sugar every 4 hours and keep track of the results. Also, write down what you eat to learn how your blood sugar reacts to certain foods. Last but not least, be prepared in case you do get sick, not just from COVID-19, but from any illness. That means having enough prescription and over-the-counter medications and enough food and water and other essentials to last you up to 2 to 3 weeks if needed. For more information on COVID-19 prevention and preparation, visit coronavirus.gov.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. You sitting there. Do you want to win a $25 cash card by answering some questions about GoodHealthTV? Who doesn't? The first 100 people to take the survey will be winners. Visit bit.ly/GHTV survey right now. Yes, now.
My name is Lucas J. Sloan. I'm the exercise and fitness specialist out here at the United Tribe Technical College. Exercise to the body is very important. I mean, it's going to improve your health, just not just physically, but mentally. It's going to help with all the health risks, like where obesity, diabetes, heart conditions. It's good for also for people use for mental health, where people suffer from depression, anxiety, and everything. Some people use it as more of a stress reliever, just to clear your head. But for biggest thing, I look at it as it's gonna be more for a self-love kind of type deal, where if you nourish your body with the proper nutrients and exercise, where your body's gonna reward you with a longer, healthy life. Yeah, so tips that I usually give people that are just starting up or getting back into the swing of things and everything, you know, like everyone's gonna have questions, you know, everyone starts in the same position. Go when you're ready, so like when you go work out at home, that's where you feel the most comfortable. Then when your time to come to the gym, you know, you don't feel intimidated or anything like that. I mean, even go there with a friend, so that way you're not gonna feel so alone. Best friend, partner, whatever, family member, you know, and you guys are like motivation, push each other, you know, you guys have that accountability. Warming up is going to be the biggest thing, so I mean, that's going to take like 10 minutes at tops at your time, so you just want to get your muscles nice and warmed up for whatever muscle group you can be working on. That's even just running, weightlifting, you always want to warm up. You just want to get the oxygen, blood flow going to your muscles, getting that energy built up for it, because that's going to prevent you from the injuries, you know, like pulling, tearing of muscle, ligaments. You don't want to be doing that to yourself, you know, you don't want to be overworking your body where that's what's going to cause injuries and everything. So you want to slowly progress into working out, you know, because your body's not used to the movements and you don't want to be too sore or anything like that. You want to start out kind of more like just body weight kind of type stuff, you know, like just the basic, you know, push-ups, sit-ups, you know, just body weight squats. We do like lunging. Then you want to get like a little bit more cardio, you know, kind of more of like jumping jack, like a little light jog. And when I say body weight workouts, you know, you just want to use your self body, you know, that's going to be no weight included, no resistance at all. So that's when I say body weight squats, you know, there's no resistance at all. You're just using just your body. There's always ways to modify it to like, you want to get your muscles used to the workouts and everything, that as time goes on, you can intensify it a little bit more. Let's just try to get just more active, you know, like kind of motivate each other, you know. As far as Native people go, I mean, I know like diabetes, obesity, kind of high risk and for Native Americans. I suggest, you know, like just going to visit your local diabetes program or fitness facility. You know, kind of get your evaluations done, get your checkups done. I mean, make sure you're heading down the right road, because you want to set a good example for not just for yourself and everything, but for, you know, for the youth that's going to be coming up. You know, they want to be following your footsteps or anything.
Everybody worries sometimes. Worry can be a healthy force that drives us to do better. Healthy worrying can help you focus for an important test or the big game. While some degree of worry is normal and healthy, sometimes it can go too far. Some people worry about unknowns or imaginary situations. Anxiety is when you worry about things you can't control. Signs of anxiety include a racing heart rate, difficulty concentrating at school or work, and a general feeling that something bad will happen. If anxiety is a problem, it's okay to ask for help. Fortunately, anxiety can be managed, but it's up to you to take the first step. The COVID-19 vaccine is currently being distributed across the United States. While early distribution is focused on healthcare personnel such as hospital workers, long-term care staff, and emergency responders, the COVID-19 vaccine may also be available to others depending on your area. Here are a few things to consider in regards to the COVID-19 vaccine. First, 2 doses of the vaccine are needed. Depending on the specific vaccine you get, you will need to get a second shot 3 to 4 weeks after your first shot. Second, the COVID-19 vaccine will not make you sick with COVID-19. None of the COVID-19 vaccines contain the live virus that causes COVID-19. Rather, the vaccine focuses on teaching your immune system to recognize the virus to help your body build antibodies against it. Building antibodies can take several weeks, so it's important to continue taking precautions against getting sick after receiving the vaccine, such as washing your hands with soap and water, maintaining a distance of at least 6 feet from others, and wearing a mask. Third, COVID-19 vaccines may cause side effects in some people, such as feeling tired, sore muscles, and mild fever. These reactions mean the vaccine is working and do not mean you have COVID-19. And finally, 4. The COVID-19 vaccine is considered safe and is recommended for everyone, even if you've already had COVID-19. Talk to your healthcare provider to learn more.
Have you ever heard the term financial literacy? It's okay if you haven't. It means that you have the skills it takes to make smart decisions with your money. Those skills include budgeting, being prepared for emergencies, and getting out of debt. You can learn to make smart financial decisions. Here are a few ways on how to start. The first step is creating a monthly budget that includes your basic expenses, bills, and debt. Then, save as much as you can for emergencies. Any amount you save, no matter how small, will help. The next step is making a plan to get out of debt. Getting out of debt is one of the best financial decisions you can make. Being debt-free means that your hard-earned money is yours and not your creditors. Once you're out of debt, use the money you are paying off creditors with to build a bigger emergency fund. Ideally, your emergency fund should be able to cover a few months of expenses in case of job loss or other event you haven't planned for. By taking these steps, you can move forward into a more secure, stable, and stress-free future.
If you're a person with diabetes, it's important to be prepared for life's unexpected turns. If a natural disaster or personal emergency happened tomorrow, would you be ready? Thankfully, with a bit of preparation, you can take comfort knowing you have an emergency diabetes kit packed and ready to go when you need it most. Start by making a checklist that another person can refer to in case of an emergency. Include the type of diabetes you have, your medical conditions and allergies, as well as your current medications, including the dose and time you take them. Also write down the names and numbers of friends and family to contact in case of an emergency, and the name and phone number of your healthcare provider and pharmacy. As for the kit itself, you'll want to start with an easy-to-carry waterproof bag or container. Put in it a copy of your health insurance card, photo ID, and some cash. Include everything you need to manage your blood sugar, as well as enough food, water, and diabetes medication to last you up to a week. You may also want to include additional items like extra clothing, first aid supplies, cell phone charger, a flashlight, and some extra batteries. Don't worry about remembering everything listed here today. Just know that you can always go to diabetesdisasterresponse.org to learn more about building your diabetes emergency kit. Few things beat spending time outside on a day like this, but one tiny bug can turn that beautiful day into a terrible mess. Commonly found in heavily wooded or grassy areas, ticks can attach themselves to any nearby human or pet. Ticks are important to avoid because they can carry Lyme disease, a disease spread only through the bite of infected ticks. But here's the catch. A tick needs to be attached for 36 to 48 hours before they can transmit the disease. That gives you just enough time to locate any ticks you may have picked up outside. Lyme disease is most noticeable right away for its gradually spreading rash that occurs at the bite location. But Lyme disease can also cause flu-like symptoms, such as fever, chills, and body aches. If Lyme disease progresses untreated for days or longer, it becomes much more serious and can cause joint pain, facial paralysis, and numbness. Want to avoid a tick bite? Here's how. Start by using insect repellent that contains at least 20% DEET before you head outside, and follow the directions for how often to reapply it. Spraying clothing, tents, and hiking gear with products containing permethrin can also repel ticks. When hiking or camping, try to stay on the center of trails and avoid the heavily wooded areas. If you've been in a tick-infested area, shower as soon as possible. Showering makes it easier to find any ticks before they attach to your body. You should also do a full body check, paying special attention to underarms, ears, and scalp. Don't forget to check and wash your clothes. Ticks could have followed you home on them. Don't let one tick bite ruin a beautiful day outside. Protect yourself from Lyme disease.
Hepatitis C is a dangerous disease that can cause cancer and cirrhosis of the liver. It's passed through blood and other bodily fluids, and one of the most common ways people get it is sharing needles for IV drugs. Many people who get hepatitis C will develop a chronic infection, which means it lasts for a long time. Symptoms can include fever, fatigue, poor appetite, nausea, stomach pain, achy joints or muscles, and jaundice. Hepatitis C can be spread by sharing needles or anything that may have blood on it, such as nail clippers, toothbrushes, and blood glucose meters. Hepatitis C is not spread through hugging, holding hands, sneezing, coughing, or sharing eating utensils or drinking glasses. Good news! Hepatitis C can be managed and even treated. If you think you may be showing symptoms of hepatitis C, talk to your doctor today about testing and treatment.
Each of our tribal nations are blessed with our own unique forms of beauty.
We unfortunately have one thing in common.
Opioid abuse is killing our people.
If you're struggling with an opioid addiction, you can overcome it.
Start by talking to someone, especially an addiction counselor, about getting help.
Let the strength of our ancestors guide your journey of healing through prayer and ceremony.
You are invaluable to our people.
The next generation looks up to you.
A better future for them starts with you.
Hello and welcome back to the Native Home Network. I'm Barry, and with me again is my co-host and friend, Lucy.
Thanks, Barry. We have an amazing and exciting new item for you all today. The Happy Super Fun Time Get Up and Go Exercise Bracelet.
This is the first time we've offered this product and my first time seeing it. I'm pumped up to learn more about it.
Me too, Barry. Regular physical activity is one of the best ways to stay healthy, and this bracelet is a great way to get started.
I'm very curious to see how it works.
Glad you said that. Let's bring out our special guest. He's a physical trainer at the physical training gym. Jim!
Woo! All right, everybody, here we go. How's everybody doing today? Woo!
Jim already has his Happy Super Fun Time Get Up and Go exercise bracelet on, and he's going to walk us through a few exercises.
All right, everybody, we're gonna start off with some energizing jumping jacks. Ready? Here we go!
How is it showing off the bracelet? Does it like count jumping jacks?
Nope, not at all.
So it measures heart rate. That's good since physical activity can reduce the risk of heart disease and stroke.
There are no electronics or technology in the Happy Super Fun Time Get Up and Go exercise bracelet.
Wait, what? Jim, stop doing jumping jacks.
Bro, I'm just getting my sweat on right now. Just get started.
Take a rest, bud.
No, once this train starts going, it does not stop it moving. Here we go.
So Lucy, let's get this straight. You just wear this and then exercise.
Yep.
Then what exactly does the bracelet do?
It's on you while you exercise.
But does it motivate you to exercise?
I don't see how it could. It's just thread.
So you could just exercise, which can help you maintain a healthy weight, as well as reducing your risk to depression, anxiety, and get you better sleep.
Sure can.
But without the Happy Super Fun Time Get Up and Go exercise bracelet?
That's absolutely correct. No accessories required. Just get up and move.
These are going to be very hard to sell.
Not at that price point.
Don't think the price is the problem.
Get your Happy Super Fun Time Get Up and Go exercise bracelet today.
This is not a real product. This is not a real number. Seriously, just ask any child who makes friendship bracelets. It'll be cheaper and real.
Come on, you two. You still got me for one more hour. Let's go. Come on, woo! There we go.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. You sitting there. Do you want to win a $25 cash card by answering some questions about GoodHealthTV? Who doesn't? The first 100 people to take the survey will be winners. Visit bit.ly/GHTV survey right now. Yes, now.
Oh no, there she goes. She's doing the selfie shuffle. You know, like when you keep taking the same photo over and over and hating each one more than the last. Ugh, why do we do this? I'll tell you why. Because for some reason, we've been convinced by society that we need to look perfect, or that the way we look normally isn't good enough. We're obsessed with getting likes and loves on social media because we're constantly being bombarded by images of Photoshop, picture-perfect models and celebrities, fashion trends, and an endless assortment of beauty and weight loss products. It can be overwhelming. And just when you start feeling good again, like you're finally getting comfortable in your skin, you're bombarded some more. It never ends. So you buy all the products you think will help. You obsessively pluck and primp and brush and curl and wax and freak out because you just want to feel good about yourself and be liked for crying out loud. Is that too much to ask? The honest truth is, the less we are obsessed with our image and the way others perceive it, the better off we'll be. Just remind yourself that all the models and celebrities have large teams of people that work all day to make sure their images look perfect. Remember, you were made with care by the Creator, and you're beautiful just the way you are.
Let's talk about HIV. It's a virus that attacks the immune system and is spread from one person to another through blood, semen, vaginal secretions, and breast milk. Anyone can get HIV, but some people are more at risk than others due to many factors, including the status of their sex partner, their behaviors, and prevalence in their communities. PrEP is a safe and highly effective medication that can reduce your risk of HIV. If you're at risk for HIV, it's time to make prevention a priority. Talk to your healthcare provider to find out if PrEP is right for you. Good Health TV is an educational health and wellness network made especially for Native American people. We're looking to hire freelance filmmakers, influencers, graphic artists, and health advocates to help us create new content. For more information, please email content@goodhealthtv.com.
Hey guys, I'm Mason, and guess what happened today? I went with my grandma to the clinic. I thought it was going to be boring, but it was awesome. Her doctor was super nice, and she let me follow her around while my grandma was with the healer. I saw her take care of someone's foot, teach somebody about diabetes, and even give a baby a shot without even making it cry. She knew so much stuff and made everyone feel better. She told me she wanted to be a doctor since she was my age, so she started taking a bunch of math and science classes, and they really helped. She even grew up on my res, just a few blocks away from my house. I guess she went away for college, but came back so she could help our tribe. And that's pretty cool. I love my family and friends, and if I could help them stay healthy someday, just like she does, that sounds pretty good to me. Well, gotta get back to it. Gotta focus. Future doctor over here. See ya.
Smoking gave me COPD, which makes it harder and harder for me to breathe. I have a tip for you. If your doctor gives you 5 years to live, spend it talking with your grandchildren. Explain to them that your grandpa's not going to be around anymore to share his wisdom and his love. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. And I'm running out of time.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Everybody knows that distracted driving is dangerous. But did you know that distracted walking can be dangerous too?
What an idiot. You can't walk down the street while wearing a blindfold. How will he know where he's going? See? I guess not. But
I think I broke my nose. You might as well be blindfolded if you aren't aware of your surroundings. Distracted walking affects people of all ages. Every year, more than 7,400 pedestrians die in traffic and non-traffic related incidents. Most pedestrian injuries and deaths could be avoided by paying attention.
According to the CDC, pregnant people might be at an increased risk for severe illness from COVID-19 compared to non-pregnant people. Additionally, there may be an increased risk of adverse pregnancy outcomes such as preterm birth among pregnant people with COVID-19. If you are pregnant, be mindful about reducing your risk of getting sick. Limit your interactions with other people as much as possible, and take precautions to prevent COVID-19 when you do interact with others, such as maintaining a distance of 6 feet and wearing a cloth face covering. In addition to preventing illness, there are other things to consider when it comes to COVID-19 and pregnancy. Do not skip prenatal appointments, make sure to have at least a 30-day supply of medicines on hand, and continue getting recommended vaccines. Talk to your healthcare provider if you have any questions about your health or the health of your baby. Call 911 immediately if you have a medical emergency. For more information on COVID-19, visit cdc.gov/coronavirus.
Hello everyone and welcome to Good Health TV News. I'm your host, Joe Creelbad. Today's top stories. A 2020 Women's Sports Foundation study found that parental support has a significant impact on whether girls stay in sports in a way it doesn't for boys. Additionally, the study notes that by 14, girls drop out of sports at 2 times the rate of boys. To combat these kind of statistics, it's recommended that parents strongly encourage their daughters' interest in sports from a young age and increase their exposure to televised women's sports whenever possible. Okay, so not everybody knows this, but I used to be quite an animal on the basketball court. And by that I mean I was Buddy the Beaver, the high school mascot. 2 Native American writers were recently named winners of the prestigious Pulitzer Prize in the categories of fiction and poetry. Natalie Diaz of the Mojave and Gila River Indian community for her poem, Post-Colonial Love Poem, and Louise Erdick of the Turtle Mountain Band of Ojibwe for her novel, The Night Watchman. On behalf of Good Health TV, I'd like to congratulate these 2 amazing women for an achievement of a lifetime. Personally, I'm still waiting to hear whether or not my book is going to be published. It's a compilation of my very worst jokes. It's called I, Joe Creelbad. Get it? Dogs are well known for their great sense of smell, which is why they're being trained to sniff out a certain well-known and notorious virus. That's right. COVID-19 sniffing dogs are not only a thing, but they're already working in airports in foreign countries and even a few sporting events here in the United States. That said, many experts claim that more information and planning are needed to be certain scent dogs are accurate in real-life situations, especially considering there are no national standards in place. Now, since learning about this story, I began training my dog Peppy to sniff out COVID on potential guests. And so far, all Peppy can do is dance excitedly on their legs. I think that's dancing. That's probably dancing. That's going to do it for today's episode. On behalf of everyone here at Good Health TV, this is Joe Creelbad. Remember, we feel bad if you don't feel good. We'll see you next time. All right, that's a wrap. Wrap-a-rooney. Rap-a-tap-tap-tap-a-tap-a-tap-do, and we're done. You may hear adults say the word anxiety and wonder what it means. To help understand anxiety, let's start with worry. Worry is when you feel nervous or scared about something. This can be good sometimes, like when you worry about a test or a big game. Feeling worried can actually make you want to do better. Sometimes, though, worry can stick around for a long time. You may not even know what you're worried about. This is anxiety. Think of anxiety like a smoke detector, because they let you know when there's a dangerous situation happening, like a fire. But sometimes a smoke detector can be set off easily,
and can go off even when you're not in danger. If you feel like that smoke detector that feels anxious a lot about lots of different things, it's okay. There are things that can help. However, unlike a paper cut or the flu, people can't always see your anxiety, so you have to tell someone how you're feeling to get help. Always remember, you're not alone in feeling like this. Many people have anxiety. There are many ways to manage it. The first step is to tell an adult you trust how you feel and ask for help. You don't always have to feel anxious. Hey, you. Yeah, you. You sitting there. Do you want to win a $25 cash card by answering some questions about GoodHealthTV? Who doesn't? The first 100 people to take the survey will be winners. Visit bit.ly/GHTV survey right now. Yes, now.
Hey, my name's Zion. Tell me about yourself.
Hi, Zion. My name is Vinny. I'm an enrolled member with the Mandan, Hidatsa, and Arikara Nation, and I also work for the Mandan, Hidatsa, and Arikara Nation. I have two current positions. One, I work at a child safety center, and two, I work in the evenings at our local community college teaching social work classes.
What types of social workers are there?
Well, there's lots of different social workers and different social worker positions and roles. You could work in the medical field, you can work in the education field, you can work with children and families, you can work with elderly, you can work in hospitals, anywhere, any kind of medical field you can think of, there's social workers needed to work with people.
How did your career in social work begin?
When I was younger, when I think about middle school and high school years, I saw professionals or adults, that were doing these jobs, and I always imagined that none of these jobs are going to be available when I'm older. Why would I want to go for that? I had dreams of, playing basketball as a professional goal of mine. Like I wanted to be like Michael Jordan, I wanted to follow those footsteps. I mean, we get older and we start, developing ourselves as a person, and you kind of realize that these goals are achievable, and some of the things that you do in your everyday life are already kind of at a core value of social work.
How can students in middle school start their path to a career in social work?
First and foremost, I think students that are thinking about their future and thinking about social work are awesome people already. Going into the field of social work is by no means a walk in the park. It's not easy, but it is rewarding. It is already something kids are doing, networking and advocating for their friends and family.
Great information, Vinny. Thanks for sharing with me. See ya.
Severe weather. You can never plan when it will happen, but you can prepare for it. Here are a few safety tips to remember when encountering different severe weather scenarios. First, let's talk about tornadoes. When a tornado siren goes off, it's important to seek shelter immediately in a sturdy building, especially in the basement or a hallway away from windows. And don't stay in your car. A car can be easily tossed around by the power of a tornado. You don't need a tornado to have high winds. Thunderstorms can bring them too. These winds, called straight-line winds, can get up to 100 miles per hour. And even though they're not the winds of a tornado, you should still seek shelter. Stay away from windows and don't use electrical appliances, as power lines might have been damaged or destroyed. Speaking of thunderstorms, we have a few pointers on those too. If thunder occurs less than 30 seconds after lightning, seek shelter immediately. Wait there until at least 30 minutes have passed since the last rumble. If a thunderstorm occurs while you're driving, seek shelter if you can, keeping away from windows that can be smashed. If you can't leave your car, don't touch any metal surfaces if lightning strikes. If you live in an area where flash floods occur, this one's for you. Never drive into a flooded area. Nearly half of all fatalities from flash floods occur with people in vehicles. And never walk through flooded areas. All it takes is 6 inches of water to sweep you off your feet. Now, this is a message for everyone. No matter where you live, it's important to have a disaster plan and designated shelter for you and your family. And if you live in an area with severe weather, stay connected to your local weather stations. It never hurts to prepare for the unexpected.
I decided to quit because my son, Nicholas, wrote me a letter when he was about 11 years old. He wrote me a letter and left it on the kitchen table for me to read. And once I saw that, I felt really badly because I knew it was affecting him, and he knew that smoking was bad for you. So he wrote it when he was 11. It says, "Dear Mom, smoking. Thank you, Mom, for quitting smoking. I know you can do it. It is a hard thing to do, but smoking kills you. So you are saving your life. I'm lucky to have parents like you and Daddy, because maybe other parents would probably say, oh, he's just a kid. But you are the best mom in the world. Don't smoke." And then he drew a little something, which was cute. It's me smoking, and then that's like before and after, and that's a dead me. That's him crying because he was afraid that I was going to die. And I made copies of it, and I keep it everywhere. Obviously I keep this one in my wallet, and I keep some at my desk, and I have them at home on my refrigerator, so it's like everywhere. My son is really proud that I quit smoking. He thinks it's the best thing I've ever done, and he thanked me for it. I think I'm being a good role model now.
The Navajo Nation Zoo is known for 4 unique characteristics. One of the first things is that the Navajo Nation Zoo is a free facility. The second factor that's unique about the Navajo Nation Zoo is that we really only take in injured and orphaned animals. Thirdly, the Navajo Nation Zoo only houses animals that are native to the Navajo Nation. Lastly, and maybe most important, is there's a sense of pride with the Navajo Nation Zoo. The Navajo Nation is the only Native American group, tribe, or nation that has its own zoo. Hello, my name is David McKessick. I'm the zoologist here with the Navajo Nation Zoo. We're located in Window Rock, Arizona. And believe it or not, the Navajo Nation Zoo has been here for over 50 years. The nice thing about the Navajo Nation Zoo today is that we're still free. We have no admission fee for anybody at any time, which is really nice because it allows for people to come as often as they want. Most of the animals that are here either came from the Navajo Nation or from the Four Corner states here, and again, came as orphaned or injured animals that needed a home.
My name is Shane Littlesinger. I am a zookeeper of the Navajo Nation Zoo. My main duties is take care of the DC, our indoor animals, and I also handle one of the hawks. It's a Virgin's hawk. It's really good to bring happiness to people. You can see, you can feel all the joy that's coming through here.
My name is Terrence Mole. I'm from Clagato. I'm the one who gets to take care of the eagles. I'm the caretaker for the 16 golden eagles we have.
We have become permitted to give out eagle feathers to the Navajo people. All that's required is a simple application, proof of enrollment, proof of identification. There's no fee for it, so people can acquire the necessary eagle feathers that they need.
Proud to say I processed over 2,000 eagle feathers to the Navajo people. And those are some nice feathers, you know.
My name is Stephanie Shirley. I'm a zookeeper here at Navajo Nation Zoo. I'm also the vet tech here on staff as well. I'm very much about animal conservation and trying to save animals. I feel that's my responsibility and our responsibility, and it's not just about us human species, it's all of us in this big old world.
It's not necessarily all about the animals, even though that is a big reason that many people come to visit. We offer the opportunity for medicine men to come and do a cultural ceremony with the animals. The other thing that we do offer is tours for school groups. One of the nice things is that we have a really nice playground now. We have built a 40-foot octagon pavilion. Also, we have 2 other picnic areas. So the Navajo Nation Zoo, it's very easy to access, very easy to visit. We are located just 30 miles outside of Gallup, New Mexico, right in the heart of Window Rock, Arizona. We are open from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and that's year-round.
Come visit some of our animals, familiarize yourself with the different species that we got here, and hey, if you're lucky, you might see a zookeeper.
As Indigenous people, we should never feel ashamed or shame someone else for talking about HIV. Instead, let's empower and celebrate one another for taking control of our health. That includes talking about PrEP. For those of us at risk, PrEP is a safe and highly effective once-a-day medication to help prevent HIV. Let's make the stigma surrounding HIV a thing of the past. If you know someone who would benefit from PrEP, encourage them to talk to their healthcare provider for more information. This project is made possible through the Minority HIV/AIDS Fund.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. You sitting there. Do you want to win a $25 cash card by answering some questions about GoodHealthTV? Who doesn't? The first 100 people to take the survey will be winners. Visit bit.ly/GHTV survey right now. Yes, now.
For the folks out there with diabetes, high blood pressure, or high cholesterol, they know the importance of eating foods low in saturated fat, low in trans fat, and low in cholesterol. And they know they need to have at least 30 minutes a day of moderately intense exercise. And they know that their diabetes, high blood pressure, or high cholesterol means they need to take their medications to keep their health in check. And smoking, well, everyone knows the major health problems that come with that. But did you know that even though 2 people may look alike on the outside, on the inside, one could have diabetes, high blood pressure, or high cholesterol and not even know it? So get your blood pressure and cholesterol levels checked today and talk to your doctor about getting tested for diabetes. Because when these health problems hide themselves on the outside, they become dangerous on the inside.
Each of our tribal nations are blessed with our own unique forms of beauty.
We unfortunately have one thing in common.
Opioid abuse is killing our people.
If you have a family member who's struggling with an opioid addiction, reach out to them.
Remind them of how valuable they are, how much they are loved, and that they are never alone.
Remind them that the guidance of our ancestors is always available through prayer and ceremony.
Most importantly, remind them that there is no shame in getting professional help.
Healing is beautiful and possible. It's easier when we're not alone.
When you smoke, it affects more than just your health. I love to dance. That's something that I handed down to my family. I was pretty good at it too, before my doctor told me that secondhand smoke at work caused me to have asthma attacks, infections, and lung damage, and I never smoked.
If you or someone you know wants free help to quit smoking, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Hey, my name's Zion. Tell me about yourself.
Hey Zion, I'm Stephanie Dakota. I'm a member of the Turtle Mountain Band of Chippewa Indians. I'm a mom, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, and an aunt. And I'm also a social worker.
What's a social worker do?
Well, there's a lot of different kinds of social workers. There's case managers who work with individuals or families or people with disabilities. There are community social workers who work with community needs. They advocate for people, they advocate for groups or a community as a whole. They might advocate for an LGBTQ2S population. There's just so many things you can do with social work, and it depends on what your passion is and who you want to work with and what you want to accomplish.
What keeps you doing social work?
Social work is part of me. As a tribal person, as a Native American, social work and our tribal values really align. And so I think I'm going to be doing social work my whole life because it's part of who I am. It's natural to me.
How did your career in social work begin?
I'm Native American and I lived on and off the reservation, so I understood two different styles of life, two different ways of living. And I knew that I wanted to help Native communities have access to all the same things that other communities had access to. And so that's where my career began. That's where my passion comes from, is helping my community have the very best that they can and be the best that they can be.
How can students in middle school start their path to a career in social work?
You might want to talk to a school counselor or an individual in your school that you trust, that you really like, that you can talk to about what opportunities there are.
Great information, Stephanie. Thanks for sharing it with me today. See ya!
Really good avocado. If you pick it up and you can just lightly squish it, then it should be pretty well ready to go.
But if all they've got is unripe, you can just put them into a brown paper bag and let them sit for a day or two, keep checking them, and then they'll ripen pretty quickly.
Next, we have 3/4 cup frozen corn kernels thawed. So
I don't know why that tickled me. I was just imagining us putting them in there frozen. They do make good ice bags if you have a wound. Peas, frozen peas or frozen corn. Okay, got it. I'll go ahead and start mixing. Wow, it already is looking so pretty. The contrast between the yellow and the green.
Next, 1/2 cup of grape tomatoes quartered. Now, I don't know about you, but I love grape tomatoes because they just have this nice sweetness to them.
Yes. That is looking so pretty.
Next is 1 tablespoon of fresh cilantro.
The little hollow in your palm is approximately a tablespoon. So if you just do that, you can get a pretty good estimate of a tablespoon.
Next is 2 teaspoons of lime juice.
Ooh, this should be good.
And I'm just going to hold it and let you measure it out.
And this lime juice also, my understanding is it helps to keep the avocado green.
1/4 teaspoon of salt.
Okay, and you definitely want to measure that. If you've got high blood pressure and diabetics, anybody with health problem, you really need to keep an eye on your salt intake.
Maybe think of substituting like one of those salt substitutes. She loves those garlic pepper grinders.
I think we're ready.
Then we just toss it all together, which is what she did. You chill it for 1 hour and then you serve it. It's chilled, it's ready to go, and you can serve it with tortilla chips. Okay, you all set?
It's delicious.
I could sit down and eat that whole bowl.
I especially like the chunks of avocado. My favorite part, easily.
Wow.
Crunch, crunch. I hope you give this one a try. Shall we read the ingredients?
We shall.
1 avocado diced,
3/4 cup frozen corn kernels, thawed.
half a cup of grape tomatoes quartered,
1 tablespoon of fresh cilantro, chopped.
2 teaspoons of lime juice,
1/4 teaspoon of salt.
and you toss the avocado, corn, tomatoes, cilantro, lime juice, and salt in a medium bowl.
Chill it for 1 hour and then serve. I'm
That's
telling
it.
you.
It's that easy.
And I really don't think you'd miss it if you just left the salt out. Because I know, like we were saying, there's so many people trying to cut back on your salt intake. So that's our avocado corn salsa. All right, I guess we'll see you next time. I'm Sonia.
And I'm Tanya.
And this is Cooking with Commods.